The Dodgers salvaged the series against the Padres. You won't believe what I heard from a Dodgers player that will change the way you think about the Dodgers-Padres rivalry. Also, we got our 10 big takeaways about the week that was, what the Dodgers are going to do with Michael Conforto. We got some very encouraging injury updates. Do the Dodgers really need to change their approach? And the biggest moment in the baseball world in the last 24 hours involves a Padres fan heckling Shohei Ohtani, and Shohei Ohtani killing that fan with kindness. I've got the man who did the heckling, the Padres fan, joins me. You will not believe what Shohei Ohtani did after the game, after the initial interaction. All that and more coming up next on a jam-packed episode of Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade. We got it, Parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Mookie Magic. Freeland hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation, a credentialed member of the media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, if you want to be eligible for all of our giveaways, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and if you want to support the show every single day, all you have to do is hit the like button and drop a comment down below. I was in San Diego for all 3 games against the Padres, and every time I walked around the concourse, I had fans coming up to me talking about the show. And you know when that happens, I like to give you guys shout-outs. So I want to give a shout-out to Luis, his daughter Valentina, Daniel, Abel, Samuel, Gabriel, Jason, Billy. I think that's it for now, but love meeting you guys. Love talking ball. The best fans in the game. You know your Los Angeles Dodgers more than anyone. So it's always great to see you guys. And then also join our Discord. It's the fastest growing Dodgers Discord. We have thousands of fans talking Dodger baseball. We really create a community over on the Discord, and that's a way you can get our hats and other things if you join our Discord VIP. So definitely go and do that. So definitely get into it. But guys, we have so much to get into. I mean, it's been couple of days, a lot has happened in the world of Dodger baseball, and there's so much to get into, so much Dodger baseball to get into, so let's get right into it.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
So the Dodgers offense erupted yesterday after a couple of games where Alex Freeland was the only Dodger to get extra base hits. He had a couple home runs. They explode yesterday. You had the big home runs, 2 by Freddie Freeman, the big 3-run shot by Dalton Rushing, the solo shot by Shohei Ohtani. The Dodgers back tied in first place, but because they took the season series over San Diego, technically they are ahead in the division since they do hold the tiebreaker. We'll talk about that a little later, but the biggest story in Japan, the biggest story here is the Padres heckler that took a Shohei Ohtani who was over 10 this series, and he awoken the beast. He woke up the best player in baseball because he would go to the plate, hit a home run, and they had this interaction after, and everyone's talking about it, and I was able to track that Padres fan down. You won't believe what Shohei did after, which I find extremely hilarious. So we're going to play this interview. Then when we come back, we'll hear from Dalton Rushing, Yamamoto, Freddie Freeman. We got our 10 big takeaways about the week that was. Have the Dodgers developed some position players that are going to be core members? I'm changing my opinion on things, so that'll be coming up. But first, here, my man Billie Jean King. Now, of course, that's one of the owners of the Dodgers, but Billie Jean is his name. He joined me to talk about this incredible moment with Shohei Ohtani. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome back to Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. And we tracked him down, the man of the first question I have to ask is, what has this last 24 hours been like with you, man? You just gone viral. It's all over Japan. It's all over every big league social. I mean, what has it been like? I mean, how much was that phone blowing up, Billy?
Honestly, the phone's been going crazy. It was weird, but it was just, I mean, for work, I'm in marketing, so we do viral things all the time. Never did I think I'd be on the other side for having fun at the game.
Yeah, let me ask you first. Like, what do you do for a living? I saw you. I mean, your social media have like hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah.
Bombs are doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what made it a fun moment because, I mean, I'm born and raised in San Diego. It was all love. So, you know, like, obviously I'm talking trash for my team. I'm repping my state. You rep the Dodgers. Like, hey, I'm San Diego. And I'm literally right next to the dugout. I look to the left, and so it's there. So first of all, disclaimer, I'm not into baseball at all. Like, I like fun experiences with my friends, so we'll do games like this. But, like, I don't know any of the players. But my brother-in-law behind me, massive Dodgers fan. So he's like, Ohtani, he's like, yo, he's the Michael Jordan. I've heard the name before, but
those tickets, I mean, those are like basically courtside tickets. What was that?
You just pay $20,000 and buy them.
Oh, so you dropped 20 cans?
You just buy, yeah. Like, how you get the tickets? You got to buy them, you know. So, and it was just a box for my friends. Honestly, it was just it was a boys' night. Some of my best friends, and just, you know, give them a dope experience.
And do you remember specifically any of the things that you were saying to him? I mean, I know we picked up some of it on the mic during the broadcast, but what were some things that come to mind that you were saying specifically to Shohei Ohtani? Like you said, it was all fun, man. He enjoyed it.
As started off, I mean, the guy's a specimen. He's massive. Like, you know, you see baseball players, like, the guy is, man. So I think the first thing I told him, I said, damn, man, you look like a combination of The Rock and Jet Li. What the fuck is going on here? I think that was the very first no. Like, you know, they hear you. Like, if you're right in front of me, but they don't pay attention. So he says nothing at first. And then we start winning. It's 2-1 or whatever the score was. And so I'm looking at the dugout like, sorry, Dodgers, da-da-da-da-da. And then I think the first one that I think kind of got his attention is my brother-in-law goes, you know, Ohtani's not been playing good lately. He's 0 for 10 in his last at-bats. And so I was like, oh, okay, I got him. So when the guy was batting, before him, I said, pitcher, just get through this guy. The next guy's 0 for 10. You'll be totally fine. Just get through this one. The next dude's 0 for 10. He's good. And I saw him kind of give me like a little slight light glare. And I was like, oh, maybe he hit that one. But then when I said that, the dude that was up to bat hit a home run. And Ohtani turned around to me, looked me dead in the eye, and pointed. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, he said, you know, it was fun. We were just dying laughing, right? Like, with the boys, it was funny. And that's kind of how it started.
That's incredible stuff. So he steps up to the plate, and then he hits his own home run, rounds the bases, and then he's headed back to the dugout. The Dodgers do this sunflower seed celebration with Teoscar Hernandez, but he takes a little detour, and then he gets in front of you.
And how much shit I was talking like the whole team, like Padres, Dodgers, like just all fun stuff, right? And then when he hit the home run, I looked at my boy Ryan next to me. I said, he's coming. Because I knew I deserved it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, when you talk trash, I was like, oh, I have it coming to me. I deserve this moment. And boy, I just knew. So when he was rounding the third, that he just came right around. High five, man. like same shit I would do. You know what I mean? Like, in that situation, you go to somebody like, oh yeah, is that what you mean? Like, over 10? Bam. And he got me. You know, sometimes you catch an L. And let me tell you, I kind of know. But it was fun. I mean, it's the GOAT, right? Like, imagine like you're watching Jordan. You know, I guess he's that for baseball. Like, that's fun. How often do you get to tell the GOAT? And I think it was dope to like see, you know, what a winner looks like. It's like me saying, hey, 0 for 10. I mean, it was okay. And he hit that home, and it was just like, it was cool to see, like, that doesn't faze him. It was like, I'm like, Padre Nation, I'm sorry. I think I cost us an L because I was
just about to say, because we respect, you got your Padres hat on. We respect that. That's your team. Follow your team. But do you almost feel bad like you awoke a beast a little bit because he was over 10, then he goes up there and he crushes a bomb? Was that on you, Billy?
It was, first of all, it wasn't just Ohtani. Like, it was everybody, right? It was like, it was Dodgers Padres. So everybody who was up, and mind you, I know nothing about any of the players. So, like, what happened too, like, if you look back on the a couple funny things happened, is when that home run happened, not only did it happen, but the Mookie Betts dude was right behind him. So Mookie turned around like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, like he gave the side eye like, you're just egging on Jordan. Like, what are you doing? So he gave the look like, that's what happens. And then even the Dodgers dugout, when he came in, it was almost like they were all like, yeah, take that. You know what I mean? Like, so
you're like, what have I done?
Yeah. They were like, shut that dude the hell up. And he played well. It was fun, man.
Do you remember anything specifically that Shohei did say to you in that moment?
It was more just like the him. It was sarcasm, man. He was funny, dude. It was funny. It was just like even when his boy hit the home run before, because he was a rookie, and I was like, come on, the rookie's not gonna do anything. Yap. And he turned around, like, you see that? You see that? Like, home run. And I'm like, So it was cool. It was cool. It was fun,
Now, it was a wholesome moment. It really was. I mean, I think that if you're looking at this as, this is Shohei Ohtani, the fan. No, this was just like a great moment that just happened organically. I want to ask you, though, we know you're a diehard Padres fan. That's not going to change. But are you a bigger fan of Shohei Ohtani now? And, of course, he plays for the Dodgers. I mean, you got to love this guy, right?
Listen, I'm a competitor in my sport of business, so I respect when, the short answer is, I see why he's the GOAT, and absolutely. Because even after the game, what the cameras didn't pick up, he wasn't done. There was the home run, but after the game, once they do the lines and all the high fives and stuff, he came up to me again. And he gave me another, come on, man, high five.
So he came back up to you again after the thing.
He came up to me again at the end when the high five lines were coming. He looked at me, gave me a high five, and then blew me a kiss and walked away.
Oh my goodness.
It was so disrespectful. And I was so happy that all the fucking media didn't see that part because it was
wow.
Like, what do I even do? It was funny, man. It was funny. Man, he got me. And I respect it because it's the same shit I would do. 100%. I'll do the same thing.
He came up to you after?
Yes. He came up to me after. And he just high-fived and goes, and walks away. And you can see him laughing too. Like he just totally was.
Oh my God, that is amazing stuff.
Like it'd be like you can keep this. I would say it was the comparison of when you're playing your best friend. Not saying we're best friends, but when you're playing your best friend in like PlayStation or Xbox, and you get the dub. That level of talking, that's what I felt. Like that passion of like. Also, it's a fucking game, right? Like it was like to me. I love the beauty of like he can be a professional sport and realize this is not that serious. You know what I'm saying? People are playing baseball for a living. What a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely. And like I said, those tickets were crazy. Like, I mean, those were the dream seats.
Yeah, they were the dream seats. I'll do like 5 to 10 games a year. And usually I'll bring like my company, my team and stuff. And then,
so the box is $20K?
I think so. I got to check. I think we're somewhere around there. Yeah. But for this game, right? Dodgers Padres. And I knew I got it at the beginning of the year because I knew that deep into the season, if it went anything like last year, it's going to be a moment. So I'm glad it did because sometimes you get that and it doesn't work out, right? You got somebody injured, we suck or you guys suck, which is more probable. And there's no fight, right? Players are subbed out. So it was really lucky that all the stars were, you had the moment. Like that was fortunate.
That's awesome, man. I mean, honestly, that's great stuff. It's like the Jordan Last Dance. I took that personal. And yes. Billie Jean, you're responsible for Shohei getting back on track against the Padres. But yeah, man, we really appreciate you joining us here. We know you got to run. And just kind of a final thought, though. During the broadcast, Joe Davis said, hey, that's a moment that he's going to be able to tell his grandkids about, all of his friends about for years and years and years. You think that'll be the case? You'll always be able to tell this story, you and Shohei Ohtani, Billy, and what will you remember most from it?
Yes, I think it'll be the story. In the moment, I didn't know how big it was because I'm not a baseball guy. So afterwards, I'm talking like every media site, my phone blowing up. I realized what it was. Trust me, if it comes back to playoffs, I will be right back there in that.
It's going to be a division race down the stretch. If you had one message to Shohei Ohtani right now, though, what would it be?
Respect. Like that's what goes through. That's what winners do. You have some, and also too, I don't know if people talk trash in baseball because like everyone's like, I was like, why aren't people like more? I just love how he responded. He had fun with it, and he showed me, and he shut me the hell up. So it was just respect, mad respect. Obviously he's masterful at what he does.
Awesome. Well, Billy, we really appreciate the time. We know you're a busy man. I know your phone's still blowing up. I know you're still bad blood between these two teams. And that's what makes it must-see TV. And that's why it's absolutely electric seeing these two teams go at it. But what a great moment. And thanks for joining us here. And have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy your newfound fame in the baseball world, Billy.
I feel like of all the things to be known for with my work, this is fucking the heckler is a new one. My daughter's like, Daddy, you're being mean to those guys. I was like, it wasn't like that, So yeah, cheers, man.
Billy the heckler. All right, man. Thanks a lot, man. Have a great rest of your week, my man.
See you later, guys.
And welcome back to Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, what an incredible moment there, Shohei Ohtani and that fan. And yes, look, it's baseball. It's a moment in a long season. Just hey, look, that just shows you what Shohei Ohtani is and who he is. And we saw earlier in the season the moment he had with Robert Suarez, and him deciding, okay, look, Suarez throws at me. We know Mike Schilt probably ordered that, and instead of giving them the satisfaction of chasing down the pitcher on the mound or having the benches clear, Shohei says, yeah, no, let's not give these guys the satisfaction. These guys are not on my level. And on this case, hey, it's Shohei Ohtani showing, yeah, like I actually have that dog in me on the highest level, but it's also I'm going to handle this my way. I'm going to kill you with kindness. It reminds me of, remember in the Looney Tunes when Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny used to go at it, and Bugs Bunny would really make Elmer Fudd mad, but the way that he would make him the most angry would be when he would give him a big kiss. That's what would piss off Elmer Fudd the most. He would turn red, he'd get furious. That's what Shohei Ohtani does. He kills you with kindness, and then, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it that he's got to be a Shohei Ohtani fan. But, all right, guys, welcome back. Let's get into some comments here. Let's hear from you guys. We've got, of course, the Padres fans saying, I'm not a baseball guy. It's from M. Brown. We got Speedster 2000. Everyone, come on. Let's show some respect. He's being a good sport about the whole thing. Respect. I mean, can you believe that he dropped $20,000 on a ticket, man? $20,000 on a box. Great interview. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that. It's all fun, man. That's what this show's about, guys. Interviews, getting everyone in here. We're going to probably stretch this thing out from 10 a.m. to 12. So we're adding more hours, more slots, guys. So it's going down here. More giveaways. It's going to really be an exciting time. It's the division race. Still got the post-game show. But, yeah, man, you guys make this show what it is. We got the best commenters. We got the best chat. I mean, we got your comments on the screen, which I love to see from you guys. We got the mute. Yeah, we're back. Here we go. Some more. We got to welcome back D-Mac. No need for roasting equals we won. It's all good. We've got love the interview. I saw this during the game, and him and Ohtani. So, look, this is the first thing I want to say. So let's get into our Dodgers rewind here. 10 big takeaways about the week that was. And the first thing I will say is this. From talking to some of these players, and there was a player that said, we effing hate those guys, right? In reference to the Padres, right? Not going to say which player it was, right? But the truth of the matter is that this is a real rivalry between these two. And I've been kind of on the fence the last couple years. Like, do I want to say that it's a rivalry? Do I want to give them that? Well, to the players, the Dodgers versus the Padres is 100% a rivalry. So I've totally changed my tune based on what I just told you. And the truth is that, yeah, they really wanted to win that game on Sunday, and they wanted to really win it in that fashion. And that there is not a lot of good blood between these two teams. And it's real. It's palpable. It's bigger than, as far as players versus players, it's Dodgers Padres right now. It isn't Dodgers Giants. And I'm just telling you that. The Dodgers Giants, I talked to a player up in San Francisco, and it was more, okay, this is kind of respectable, like traditional, but it's not what the Dodgers and Padres is right now. So for anyone out there that wants to say the Dodgers versus the Padres isn't a rivalry, well, the players that are playing in these games would tell you differently, that there is an elevated level when these guys go at it. And you saw that on display, not as much outwardly, but internally, it certainly is something. So I've totally changed my tune based on hearing things and interacting. And I'm changing my tune because I've been kind of one of the last guys. I've been kind of one of the last guys to say, oh, Dodgers Padres is a rivalry. What I've said about it has always been, oh, it's kind of like the current version of what the Lakers versus the Kings, the Lakers versus the Suns was, where it's about the personnel. And I certainly think that's the case in this situation, where it's more about the rosters at the current moment and the fact they're in the division fighting for the same thing. Like 10, 20 years from now, when the Padres are falling off or the Dodgers are just dominating the division, winning by 10 games, and there's a Padres team that's not competing for the division or a World Series, I don't think you're going to see the same level of intensity, right? It's not something that's built in where it doesn't matter what the records are. It doesn't matter what the rosters look like. No, for this matchup, this rivalry, it does matter what the rosters, what the rivalry is currently at, and how they're competing against each other for the same thing. They have to have a common goal. So that really is the truth about this matchup. But I also think that it's going to grow into something even more. But let me know, has your tune changed on the Dodgers versus the Padres? Prone to thrill says Schilt is Schilt. Okay, let's go Dodgers. Let's go Dodgers. Tanner Scott got called a traitor. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, a Padres player called Tanner Scott a traitor. Really, bro? Because last time I checked, Tanner Scott didn't decide he wanted to be. It wasn't his choice to join the Padres. It wasn't his choice. He got traded there. And when Tanner Scott was put in a position to make his own decision, because players earn free agency, what did he do? He signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So he didn't trade anything. Okay, yeah, I think he traded an organization that rented him for one that has won 8 World Series titles. So I don't understand. I'm curious to see which player even did that, because I don't think the Padres are even interested in signing him. I mean, as far as the kind of price that he was going to be able to get. I mean, the kind of money he was going to get, there's no way, for sure. But all right, guys, next big takeaway. Let's talk some Dalton Rushing. So Dalton Rushing has not had a great go of it so far at the plate. And he was hovering around 50% below league average, had 2 home runs heading into yesterday. And then Dalton Rushing, in what really is one of the best at-bats of the year, one of the best at-bats that we've seen this season, he steps up to the plate in a big spot when the Dodgers need a moment on the road. And yes, it's great when Freddie Freeman comes through like he did yesterday. 2 home runs for Freddie Freeman. Yes, it's great when Shohei Ohtani has a big moment. But it's almost, for me, I like to see these other guys have moments, because we know we're going to get from the big 3, the MV3 for the most part. We know when Will Smith and Teoscar are at the plate, when they're right, what they look like. But to have Dalton Rushing go up there and have this moment, this is something to build on. This is something massive, and this is something that Austin Barnes just would not have done. And there was a lot of talk in the last couple of weeks. Wait a minute. Why the Dodgers DFA Austin Barnes? Not like Dalton Rushing is any better at the plate. And sure, the numbers were down. There's no doubt about that. And he's been in a tough spot because he's not getting regular at-bats. But the reason is, say it with me, upside, high ceiling. That is what Dalton Rushing has. And the type of moment he had yesterday, Austin Barnes, he would not have had. And here was this incredible moment. I think it was the moment of the week. How about that? How about that? I mean, just an incredible moment there for Dalton Rushing. A moment that he needed, I think, a moment that this team needed. And I think when you look forward, it was always, hey, can Dalton Rushing be a guy that comes up and helps this team in the postseason? Is he a guy that could be a secret weapon type of team for this group. And I look at what he's able to do, and I'm very excited about his future with this organization. I mean, I think that it's going to be interesting to see kind of what they do with him as far as position. But let's be honest, in this team, in this organization, you need to be able to hit. And if you can hit, then they are going to find a role for you. If you hit the ball hard, you're going to get longer runway. They'll look beyond defense. They will look beyond defense if it comes to, okay, we can get you on the field. So is that just more opportunities at the catcher spot? I mean, he's already got a couple starts a week from that. And then the question is, do they find a couple of outfield starts for him next season? I think if you're going to buy in on his bat and he can truly do damage and he really figures things out at the plate, the bat's too valuable to only play 2 days a week. So, I mean, my goal in the offseason, if I'm the Dodgers, would be, okay, how can we get him to make a couple starts in the outfield? And is that something that's possible? Not now, I don't think. But with a full offseason, he's done it before. And this out. His rough outing on the Dodgers. He says, I don't take Ish lightly. Today wasn't my best day. I didn't feel the very best, but it's okay. Not everybody has their days. I'll see them next week. I ain't afraid of anybody. I'm going to throw my best Ish. And then what happened? Dalton Rushing. I mean, that Estrada dude is pretty interesting. He's the guy that thought that Dodgers fans, I mean, they shouldn't have the game at Dodgers Stadium because of Dodgers fans and kind of the way they heckled him. He also said after the game about his struggles versus the Dodgers this year, quote, this is from Estrada. This is a quote from him. They might even know what color underwear I'm wearing. Like, bruh, this guy's a little sus. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here, man? So good to see Dalton Rushing just absolutely make him pay. And then I caught up with Dalton Rushing in the Dodgers clubhouse after the game, and I'm very excited about his future. I think his confidence levels are going to go through the roof after that moment. He was talking about how that moment could give you some confidence. Is that a moment that you can kind of build on?
Yeah, 100%. Anything you do to kind of help the team win, it feels good inside, and it makes you feel like, yeah, you can kind of go from there and build off of it. So it's like moving forward, I have my feet under myself, and it's like, all right, I know what that situation feels like. I know what that moment feels like. Now it's going to come again, whether it's the regular season or it's the postseason. When we see these guys again, it's going to happen again. So, yeah, it was good to get that moment. I think the approach is getting closer to being in a better place. The swing is what it is. It's the roll is tough, so it's hard to maintain a swing through however long. But if I have the right approach, I can still do damage, still drive in runs, and like I said, like I hit what I hit. Whatever I hit in this role, as long as I can drive in runs and, like I said, do my job behind home plate, and that's been the positive. Yeah, honestly, it just felt more normal for myself. It's like when I'm in the box and I get put in a hole, it's almost like, all right, I'm going to find my way out. I don't know how, but I'm going to find my way out, and that's what I did. I kind of played the game with him. He threw every pitch that he had, and I was totally banking on just being able to put a good swing on the ball, whatever he threw.
So stock up Dalton Rushing, or should I say Dalton Crushing. Love that moment for him. Okay, next big takeaway. We'll run through these. We'll get to you guys in a little bit. So keep finding a way down below in the comments section. But other takeaways this week, how about Alex Freeland? Alex Freeland's all of a sudden found the power stroke. He had 2 home runs over the weekend on Friday and Saturday. At one point, it was the Padres versus Alex Freeland. And I talked to him on Saturday, and I asked him, hey, like, how big is it just to have that first extra base hit and that first home run, and how the confidence level is up? And he told me, like, the confidence level is up. He said he's learned a lot about playing this game from Mookie Betts. And, yeah, it's great to see him continue to emerge. And Alex Freeland defensively, he looks the part. And I think on top of that, I mean, he brings some pop. Like, is Alex Freeland what we hoped that Gavin Lux was going to be, right? I mean, is Alex Freeland the guy that we thought got away in Michael Busch, right? As far as a guy that can be an infielder that has offensive pop. And certainly I really think he's got some dog in him. I mean, I think the moment's not too big for him. And I think he's riding high with confidence. And I think that it was assumed that, like everyone gets healthy and then Alex Freeland goes down. I mean, at this point, I think he's a really good insurance policy. And there's anything issues with Kim, but also with the Michael Conforto situation. And that brings me to my next big takeaway. The next big takeaway is the Dodgers are setting the stage for moving on from Michael Conforto. And it was another bad week for Conforto. He went 0 for 15 at the plate. Now, if you look at his numbers, he's hitting 183 with a 75 weighted runs created plus. So he's 25% below league average offensively, a minus 0.9 F4. He was using a pinch hit situation a couple times, didn't come through. He's actually 0 for 10 as a pinch hitter this year. And Michael Conforto was a guy that they were hoping could impact the game with his bat. Left-handed bat. They were hoping for 20-plus home runs, hard contact, and they were hoping for a guy that came through in the clutch. And one of the big reasons why they, I think, did something they weren't expecting to do, and that is sign Teoscar Hernandez to a multi-year deal, is because Teo was able to hit in the clutch and come through with big extra base hits when they needed to. Well, that was kind of his ticket to getting signed by the Dodgers. Not only big in the regular season, Teo was monster in the regular season last year, but also massive hits, right? He means the guy get the big double in Game 5 of the World Series. You tie things up. I mean, he was huge. He was huge. Conforto is the opposite. Conforto, with runners in scoring position, is hitting 159. He's 13 for 82 this year with runners in scoring position. With the bases loaded, 1 for 6. With runners on, 22 for 140, hitting 157. I mean, with no one on base, hitting 201. I mean, it's just been a nightmare of a season offensively for Michael Conforto. And a couple things that lead me to believe that the end is near is, one, you had Kike and Ha-Seong Kim playing some left field. 2, Dave also said that getting production out of left field is very important. Dave has always said it's a meritocracy. It's a performance-based business. You have to earn your spot. And also, the big one for me was Dave also said that the idea of Teoscar Hernandez, he said this Friday in the Dodgers dugout, Dave Roberts said the idea of Teoscar Hernandez playing left field was, quote, a great thought. And that he hasn't talked to Teo about it, but it is something that he's been thinking about. So the fact that you're thinking about putting Teo in left leads me to believe that it's further along than it even is, that it's almost something that could be a formality and you're just waiting for guys to get back. So when Tommy Edman gets back, when Kike gets back, when Kim gets back, when Muncy gets back, when all these guys get back, the person they're going to move off of is most likely going to be Michael Conforto. And that's why I think they do that. I think the stage has been set. I think that they've given him as many opportunities you possibly could. And yes, they did give him $17 million. And the truth is, it's less than $4 million they owe him now on a prorated level. And yes, the Dodgers do owe 110% surcharge on anything over what they're spending. So, yeah, but this is a roster that they're spending over $400 million to begin with in the first place, right? I mean, you're not going to worry about that, right? I mean, you're really not. I mean, it's a little scratch on the car that you can get buffed out, right? The little scratch on the rolls you can get buffed out. It's not, you don't need a whole new transmission, right? I mean, this is not going to make or break you financially. So I think that that's certainly going to be the case. So let's hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on Michael Conforto? Let's go to the comments. Padres own the Dodgers. It's from Invasion 1920. So the Padres own the Dodgers, yet the Dodgers won 9 of 13 games against the Padres this season. The Padres own the Dodgers, yet the Dodgers have as many World Series titles as the Padres have postseason appearances. The Padres own the Dodgers, yet the Padres haven't won the National League West since 2006. The Dodgers have won the division 11 of the last 12 years. I will take your response. You have 2 business days to respond. I will wait to see what is your response to what I just said. And do you still think the Dodgers, the Dodgers are the Padres Padre. They always have and they always will be. Let's just keep that what it is. I mean, it's great that there's a rivalry. It's great that they have all the sellouts. And I actually like the fact that San Diego Padres are a thing. I think it's good for the sport, but let's not talk crazy here. Okay. Let's not talk crazy here. Put the pipe down. Dodgers to Padres. We got these few years. This is from Oren fan. We got Padres fans in the comments. Padres fans are delusional. Padres ringless from NRocks. Padres are the little sister and Giants the little brother from Martin. D-Mac, do you know the definition of insanity? It's Conforto. That's from Douglas Slayton. Enough. What's up, Marie over on Facebook? Always repping. Appreciate that. We've got Odom78. Their response will be, but we beat you in 22, so we win. Yeah, the cool thing is, look, you got to give it to the Padres, right? I mean, they beat the Dodgers in 2022, and they would go on to win their first World Series in franchise history. Wait a second. No, they actually lost in the NLCS, and they didn't even get to the World Series. So I guess that win over the Dodgers was their World Series. I don't know. But, all right, let's go to Padres. Okay. So just keep delivering our package. Okay, I'm telling you, this is getting spicy. Dodgers, Padres, spicy. I mean, the players heard some things. All right, so next big takeaway they want to get into. Alex Freeland might be that man. We talked about that. Other thing I want to talk about is, do we have to just accept who the Dodgers are? You guys know what I say. If you want the dub, you've got to slug. And Friday and Saturday, the conversation was about having more of a 2-strike approach, not having big swings in those moments. And then all of a sudden, the Dodgers erupt and hit 4 home runs, and they slug their way to a big win on Sunday. I think for this team, you just want to find a little more of a balance. I don't think you want to completely change your identity. That's not what you want to do. Because if you're this Dodgers team and you're saying, okay, we want to completely change our approach, which is understandable. Like, you want to have guys that can hit the bat to ball. But I think that is the thing. From a team approach, it's one thing. But I think it's a personnel thing. I think that right now it feels like, oh, we're going to have this big hitters meeting. And yes, they have meetings, right? And Dave said you don't have a full team meeting because you don't want to waste the pitcher's time. If you're going to have a hitters meeting, you're talking to hitters, right? The thing is the guys that are up there to do damage should be up there doing damage. Teoscar Hernandez, Shohei Ohtani, guys like that. But I think you would feel just naturally this team would have more of a bat-to-ball feel if Max Muncy was still in the lineup, if Tommy Edman was in the lineup doing Tommy Edman things. Because you look at this team offense as a whole, the Dodgers through 131 games have 196 home runs. That's second behind the Yankees in all Major League Baseball. And their slugging percentage is third behind the Yankees and the Diamondbacks. So I think the biggest thing for me for just the overall approach is in-game adjustments. And I think you want to be able to combine them. What Dave said before the game yesterday is something along the lines of, I want to have my cake and eat it too. Whereas you want both. You want to be able to go up there, grind out at bats, see as many pitches as you can in certain situations. But when you have your pitch in the zone, yeah, you're trying to do damage. You can play your best baseball when you're absolutely bludgeoning teams. And we've seen that from this Dodgers team. Last year, they win Game 5 of the NLDS. Why'd they do it? Well, it's because you hit 2 home runs and you had great pitching. Why'd you win the NLCS? You slugged your way through that series. The World Series, Game 1, how'd you win that first game? It wasn't a bunt. It wasn't a small ball. It was you had a walk-off grand slam, and then Freddie Freeman had 5 straight games in 2 World Series, but spanned with the Braves and the Dodgers, where he had hit a home run, right? And he won the World Series MVP. That Game 5, doubles, right? I mean, there's different ways you can do it, but I think the important thing for this team is when they are facing a pitcher that is on, whether it be a Yu Darvish on Friday, Nestor Cortez, who was using the outside part of the plate, going with his cutter, is you can mix things up by making an in-game adjustment. And I think from this team, if the pitcher's on, there's got to be more in-game adjusting than, okay, we're going to go out there and try to throw haymakers. But let's not try to completely reinvent the wheel of the Dodgers offense. You want to make sure that you are maintaining what has made this offense special for a long time. So I think that's also something that's very important. So, you want to still be who you are. And I think that, yes, you can still have a combination of both, right? You can have an offense that can get their bat on the baseball, but when there's an opportunity for slug, you take advantage. What makes this team special is they can slug, and you don't want to lose that by overly focusing on having a two-strike approach, because then you're just like another offense around Major League Baseball, right? So I think that's something to consider. Next big takeaway is reinforcements are on the way. So Kike Hernandez, he's going to be back this series against the Reds. We'll see him in the outfield. We'll see him play some left, Dave said. I'm sure we might see him in the infield, possibly, depending on how things go. Third base is where he was playing a lot when Max Muncy was out, and he's still out. The other really encouraging thing is that Max Muncy is making progress, and that Max Muncy is going to face some pitching on the field early this week. And the hope is that at the end of next week, he'll go on a rehab. So you're going to see Max Muncy back at some time in early September. And then you're going to see Tommy Edman and Ha-Seong Kim. So the way it goes out, Kike's coming back first, then Muncy, then Kim, then Edman. So I saw Tommy Edman doing some work before the game. He wasn't going full sprint like I saw him before he returned the first time, but he was doing some running. He's working tirelessly to get back. And when all those guys get back, you got to feel a lot better about this lineup, considering Mookie is hitting. When those guys were in there, Mookie wasn't hitting. So this lineup has the potential to look more whole. Then Andy Pages has kind of come out of a slump. Freddie Freeman was mired in a season-long slump. Shohei Ohtani has been great this August. Teoscar Hernandez has showed some signs. I mean, yesterday he got robbed with a grand slam, but it's not the best year for Teoscar Hernandez. And then the next takeaway is Will Smith. You want to see a better version of Will Smith. He's going through a slump right now. He hasn't slumped all season. So you know that he's able to get back on track. But, I mean, in the month of August, Will Smith is 9 for 57, hitting 158 with a 532 OPS. Has one home run and one double. So, look, he talked after the game. Didn't seem like he was too worried about it. Didn't seem like he was overly concerned. And it's just that it's a slump, right? And the good thing, too, is Dalton Rushing is hitting. So if he needs an extra day off, you can plug Dalton Rushing in there. But, look, we knew that at some point there was going to be a slump for Will Smith because he was having a great season. I mean, look at this. OPSs by month. March, 1352. April 812, May 1018, June 880, July 1048. He has not had one bad month yet. So if this is his down month, that's fine. Just make sure things get back on track for September. Next one, pitcher of the week goes to, drum roll please, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I mean, this is a truly elite pitcher in my eyes. I mean, the way he goes out there and deals. Dave Roberts said that he was a killer as far as his mentality, and he got the win yesterday, and he gave up the home run to Elias Diaz. And on that pitch, I talked to Dalton Rushing after the game, and he told me that, yeah, it was more of like a hanging splitter in that situation. It was just kind of overthrown, even though it was charted on Baseball Savant as a sinker. Made one bad pitch. And other than that, he gave the Dodgers what they needed, even though the margins were low. Here's Yamamoto after the game.
今日はもうどうしても落とせない試合だったので、いつも以上に、集中力もこう高く、試合に入れたと思いますし、試合途中、ホームランで逆転されてしまったんですけど、 なんとかチームがこの試合に勝つことができて、良かったと思います。
Today's game, it was a must-win game, and so I had I think I was able to concentrate more than my last couple outings, and then at the end, winning this game, excuse me, winning this game was big.
So there is Yamamoto in that situation. Look, he's a fiery competitor. Here's another thing where Yamamoto was just talking about how he's been able to physically maintain himself this season.
今日はもうどうしても落とせない試合だった。そうですね。しっかり、私生活の面も、野球の面も、どちらも落ち着いて過ごせてますし、一日一日を、しっかり過ごせているので、あっという間にもう8月の後半になりましたけど、また気を引き締めて、ここから、さらに大事な、ところに入っていくので、ますます頑張れたらなと思います。
Through the season this year, because I'm having a great time, because mentally, physically, off the field, on the field, and then I think that's given me like a kind of rhythm, and then we're getting into that kind of like the most important part of the season. So I'd like to remain what I have been doing.
Don't you guys love in life when you get what you pay for? The Dodgers went out there, they got Yamamoto at $325 million. Then he had a rocky first start in his debut against the Padres in Seoul, South Korea, and you had people saying that he was going to be a bust. He's been everything the Dodgers had hoped he would be. Yes, he did get injured in year one, but he was massive in the postseason. This year, he's arguably the MVP of this team. And yes, you give Ohtani the edge, but how important he's been to this squad is almost immeasurable. I mean, he has pitched in 25 games. After the injury, if I told you he was going to pitch in 25 games, you would be shocked. 139 and 2/3 innings, a 2.90 ERA, a 3.16 expected FIP, a 2.77 expected ERA. His 2.90 ERA is 13th in Major League Baseball. He's 10th in FWAR at 3.6. Look, he's a top 10 pitcher that I still think has not peaked as a pitcher. The run support has been some of the worst in all of Major League Baseball. His run support through 9 innings is at 3.35. That is the third lowest in Major League Baseball, behind Paul Skeens and Michael Wacha. That's how low it's been. So he's my pitcher of the week. I did like what I saw from Blake Snell. Blake Snell has looked really, really good since returning. I mean, he was nasty on Friday night. I think you look at the high level of performance that he brings when he's on, and he's just really, really fantastic. I mean, this month in 4 starts in 23 innings, he's given up 5 runs in 23 innings. That's good for a 1.96 ERA. Against the Padres, an absolute gem. 2 earned runs in 7 innings of work, and we haven't even really seen the monster strikeout numbers. We saw the 10K game against the Blue Jays, but we still have the best version of Blake Snell that's yet to come. And look, I know that we got arguments about Max Fried versus Blake Snell in the offseason. A lot of you guys wanted Max Fried. I know Tony Taters, Antonio wanted Max Fried, and I had Blake Snell as my number 1 free agent target for the Dodgers heading into last year's free agency. And you look at the last 2 months for Max Fried, a 6.43 ERA in August, a 5.54 ERA in July. Had a really good start to the season, but the truth is there's not one general manager that would tell you that Max Fried has a higher ceiling than Blake Snell. Not one. And the reason why you have a guy like Blake Snell is for what he can do for you in the postseason. So I really love the fact that I think he's rounding into form at the right time. I think he's going to be an absolute horse for this team in October, and I love what I'm seeing from Snellzilla. So that's a massive takeaway. Other big takeaway in this one is that this Dodgers team really has their work cut out for them down the stretch, and it's really about focusing on finding a way to get one of those top 2 seeds. I mean, I do not want this team to have to play a round that they shouldn't have to. I think you look at this league, the National League, and the Dodgers, they're behind the Brewers, the Phillies, the Cubs. You still play the Phillies once if you're the Dodgers, and you got to first get past the Cubs. You're a couple games back from the Cubs. You're the 4th best record in the National League. And to finish with one of the byes, you have to have a top 2 seed. So the good news is you do play the Phillies, and that series is going to be a pivotal series for this team. And even the Reds are a team that is fighting to get into the playoffs. So if you look at what's remaining for the Dodgers schedule, you've got the Reds in a 3-game set starting tonight, a day off on Thursday, then you host the Diamondbacks for a 3-game series, and then in September, you go on the road after the Monday off day, Pirates, and then Orioles, a 6-game set. Then you return home on September 8th to play the Rockies for a 3-game series, another Thursday off day, and then a 3-game road trip up in San Francisco, a weekend series Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then you've got a really important home stretch from the 15th through the 21st. You host the Phillies on Freddie Freeman World Series ring night. Then Tuesday, Dia de los Dodgers, the Dia de los Dodgers night on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, you got Nurses night, which is really cool. So then you got the Giants for a 4-game series. You got Giants, Glass Now bobblehead night, Joe Davis bobblehead. I heard somewhere they're going to have a button where you push it, and I think it's Start the Party Los Angeles. Your Dodgers are World Series champions. So if that's the case, that's awesome. I can't wait to see that. Clayton Kershaw 3,000 strikeout bobblehead on that Saturday, and then you have a day game against the Giants, and then you end your season on the road with 3 against the Diamondbacks and 3 against the Mariners. So the way it shakes out, the Dodgers have the 24th easiest, and I'm putting that on air quote for the podcast listeners, is that you can beat great teams, and we've seen you lose to bad teams. You just split a series against the Rockies. So that's how that plays out. And then the Padres, they play the Rockies 7 times, the White Sox 3 times. The Padres technically on paper have the softest schedule down the stretch. So you're going to need to play really good baseball if you want to win this division. I think it's extremely important for them to finish with the best record in their division. It's going to be impossible really to catch the Brewers for best record in baseball, but the second best record in the National League is still attainable. And I think that is certainly something that needs to be the focus, because this is a team that's played a lot of baseball, and you need to have as much rest as you can. I think they're already past this whole not having rhythm in the first round that really hurt them. I mean, let's see. The big difference is, isn't it funny how it was, the Dodgers don't have rhythm in the first round. They lost to the Padres and the Diamondbacks in consecutive years. And then all of a sudden, Shohei Ohtani shows up and Teoscar Hernandez shows up, and the offense just magically is better in that first round. So I'd rather have the rest instead of my rotation. But I asked Dave Roberts about just if he felt good about going 9-4 against the Padres as kind of the outlook for the rest of the season. Here's Dave. Dave, 9-4 against the Padres this season. Just do you feel overall that you're happy with the results, even though there's been some highs and lows? Which kind of was your biggest takeaway from going up against these guys?
Honestly, is we did take care of business head to head, but for right now, I'm turning the page on the Padres and looking at the 31 games or however many games we have left, and we'll see how that plays out, the implications of that. But I'm moving forward on that. We won the season series. They certainly had a lot of momentum coming into today, and for our guys to find a way to will ourselves to salvage the series and finish in the standings tied is a good thing. As far as a takeaway, it's a really talented ball club. So yeah, it's big as far as if there is a tiebreak, that matters. But yeah, we're done with those guys until whenever. But I feel good, talented team. But I just like the way we responded today, and We got to turn the page, and we're playing a team that's in the postseason race, the pennant race, and they're hungry, they're excitable, and so, you know, we got Hunter Green tomorrow, who's got a big arm, so we got to be ready to go tomorrow.
So there was Dave Roberts. So it's pivotal. They have to, in my opinion, get that 2 seed. I want the bye. Don't want to have to host a team in a anything can happen 3-game type of series. But a couple more here, guys. Jam-packed show to Monday here on Dodgers Dugout Live. Look for us. We're going to be going on earlier. We're going to try to stretch this thing out 10 to 12. Also, we got a new project we're working on that we'll give you more info on later. Some exciting new stuff for my LA sports fans. So be on the lookout for that. I hear someone saying that Yama is our Pedro. So if you watch this show for long enough, one thing I was saying was that this is our get back for having to live through giving up Pedro Martinez. The baseball gods have rewarded us with a great Yoshinobu Yamamoto. But yeah, we'll talk some Tyler Glasnow tomorrow. I still think that the upside is there. Someone says Rushing is hitting 187. He is, but let's see how he does after this. Let's really see how he does after this. Because, I mean, Freeland had his moment, has been good ever since. Rushing had his moment, and let's see how he plays up on this. So I'm very, very excited to see what his future holds. Some more here. I'm flying to L.A. on October 9th. Am I seeing postseason action from Paul Webster? Yeah, absolutely. Come on now. Come on. Don't give up on this Dodgers team, guys. We go. When's the D-Mac bobblehead dropping? Hey, that'd be cool. All right, guys, couple more here. We'll be back later for the post-game show, so join us right after the game. D-Mac, any news on Ryan Ward? The kid is a stud from Doug Slayton. Yeah, the news is I mean, we'll see if he gets an opportunity. You would think with a scuffling offense, you would give a guy an opportunity, but he's really kind of more of a first baseman from what I'm told, and they just don't see a spot from defensively to kind of justify having him up there. But, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Join us right after tonight's game. Dodgers Reds, Gavin Lux. You got Hunter Green, Sherman Oaks, California. By the way, Hunter Green was committed to UCLA. Wouldn't that have been wild? But that's going to do it, guys. See you later. Thanks for making this the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. We will do more giveaways, more fan interaction, 7th inning stretch tomorrow, so it'll be awesome times. But all right, guys, that's going to do it. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers, and remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.